Hi, I'm Mike Litton, and this is your market update. Happy holidays, by the way. I hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving, and for those of you that are getting ready for the next holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, right, and Happy New Year. So I'm super happy that the holidays are here. I don't know if you like the holidays or not. Some people struggle during the holidays, but we always get kind of a real shot in the arm during the holidays, and we love it because we get to see our family and all that kind of thing, and we get to celebrate. We get to celebrate the reason for the season, right? So we have some very interesting new numbers for you that I wanted to go over with you that just came out, and I wanted to get these to you. So new listings. Now this is for last month. So remember, the bottom is the bottom here is last month, October, or month before last, October, and then this is the top one is November. So we have the numbers for November. We're going to go over them real quick. So new listings were down 16% versus being down 30.8%. That's an improvement, quite an improvement. Listings last month were down, or month before last were down 30.4%. They're only down 16.6%. Now, why? Why is all this happening? Well, interest rates have dropped, as we mentioned, or as we've been telling you, and they actually have dropped to a 4-month low. VA and FHA rates as of today on the 30-year fixed rate are 5.99%, you guys. So they are definitely coming down. I mean, we're talking from 8 down to 6, right? So something to think about. And then the median sales price. Now this is not the best news in the world. Okay, the median sales price dropped from $999 down to $980. The average sales price dropped from $1,357,676 down to $1,330,701. Now, some of that is the headwinds of the holidays. Things are slowing down, that kind of thing. It's also the headwinds of those higher interest rates, because when interest rates get higher, the cost of borrowing and the cost of owning goes up. And see, salaries, I don't know if you've been watching this, but salaries have not gone up. And so this is a situation, this is a challenge, that affects potentially property values. And that's what you're seeing here. Percentage of price received was 99.8% last month. Now it's 98.4%. So it's dropped. So there is some easing in prices as a result of that run up that we've been talking about the last couple of months with interest rates. Housing affordability is actually improved. So it was down 13.3%. Now it's down 12.7%. That's because interest rates dropped and homes are more affordable, along with some of the prices softening. Okay. Months of supply. This is really interesting. Last month, the months of supply was 2.9. This month, it's 3.7, up 94%. So definitely something to consider in terms of there are more homes on the market, fewer selling. But we've got some snapshot numbers that are actually going to fly in the face of some of this. So it's a little conflicting. The numbers are kind of all over the place, but we're in kind of a transition, if you can imagine. Interest rates have been doing this, right? And they just recently started to come back down. There's going to be a transition here. There's going to be a lag in terms of the data. So we're going to see some added inventory because sales have been slower, right? And because interest rates were higher, now you might see sales start to pick up. We're going to show you that in a second. You might see sales pick up because interest rates have dropped. So it's a ebb and flow, yin and yang thing, right? So here's the historical chart for interest rates for the last, I think it's 50 years, and then 52 years. And then here's the last, the last year. That's the last year. And then this is what they look like now. We're at 7.09%, and actually 30-year fixed rates, that's the national average. 30-year fixed rates here in San Diego are actually at 6.85%. So they're actually lower than this number. So something to think about in terms of, but this is a 3-month chart, so you can see where the rate went up, and then you can see where it's coming back down. So here's the weekly snapshot numbers that I wanted you to see. This is really interesting. So actual listings on the market, so actual homes on the market available, went from 3,068 to 3,018. So they were down 1.63%. Listen to this. New listings are up 15.7% over last week. And pendings are up 28.95%. So what does that mean? Well, let's look at it. So the properties that are on the market are down 1.63%. If you remember last week, they were down even dramatically, right? So this is basically a slowdown that we're starting to see as far as the seasonal slowdown, because at the end of the year, during the holidays, people want to celebrate the holidays. They don't necessarily want to have their homes on the market and that kind of thing, right? So we're not in what we call the buying season, right? The buying season starts the end of February and goes all the way through to August, or through August. And then September basically is basically when it starts to wind down, like we talked about. But new listings have popped up 15.7%. Now, that's probably because of interest rates dropping and people are deciding to put their home on the market and go buy another house, because now interest rates are starting to get somewhere where they're reasonable. They're not where they were in the 3s and 4s, but they're in a reasonable place. And what we're hearing from buyers is, to a buyer, every single buyer that's out there right now that we know of, that we've talked to, has told us that interest rates are coming down the middle of next year. By the way, there's a CNBC survey that just came out today that says exactly that. So if you go to Twitter and follow me at Litton Realty, you'll see that article. There's a link to that article on my Twitter. There's also a link to that article on my Truth Social, so you can follow either place. And then so listings are up, and then pendings are up. Pendings are up. What pendings are accepted offers. So what this tells you is the buyer is definitely getting back in the game. You've got some softening prices. You've got some interest rates that have dropped. So the total, remember, affordability was down or had dropped. So now all of a sudden you've got a situation where it's starting to get more favorable for people to buy homes, and they believe that interest rates are going to drop. So they're going to be refinancing, they believe, in 6 months, 8 months, whatever. Okay. Don't forget, Fannie Mae 5% for 2 to 4 units, 5% down. VA 30-year fixed rates are at 5.99%, 6.13 APR. And then if you have any other questions, anything that you need guidance on, reach out to us. Don't forget the Mike Litton Experience podcast. You can get it anywhere you get your podcasts. Our YouTube channel is Mike Litton 3375. We just have a brand new video that's being released today on lenders being more aggressive in terms of foreclosure and collecting and that kind of thing. So that's something you might want to watch or have your friends watch. There's also one on NODs in there, NOD, NOT, so notice of default, notice of trustee sale. There's also one on buying now. And then if you want to meet with me, we can meet if you'd like. No obligation, no risk. We can meet by Zoom. Just go to calendly.com/REO760. Calendly.com/REO760 and schedule it. We'll get together and talk for 30 minutes by Zoom, and I'll answer any questions that you have. It doesn't cost you a thing. It's free, no risk, no obligation. I hope you have an amazing week. Happy holidays, you guys, and I'll see you next week. Take care.